This week on The Real Housewives of Potomac.
Honey. Oh no, I'm God's baby. And I don't start it, I finish it.
There's nothing godly.
It's defamation of character to talk about me that you don't know
About character about a man that's not sitting at this table.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about the new episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac. That's season 9, episode 5. Let's get right into this. Alright, so we start this episode at the dinner that is being had at Mia's friend's house in Lake Norman, North Carolina, the girls' trip. So Mia has several friends in the table. One of them, her name is Joy. A while ago, Mia, Joy, and Karen hung out. And Mia is now here at the dinner table revealing that when Joy and Mia left Karen that night, Karen accidentally butt dialed them and said, "Those girls think I'm with Ray, but I'm not." The reason Mia is bringing this up is because Karen came for Jacqulien earlier that day. So I guess this is Mia's way of quote-unquote defending her own. That's what she said. Karen was drunk that day. And listen, Mia has a problem with the truth. But when where there's smoke, there's fire. And if multiple people in multiple locations have said these things about Karen, at a certain point, there's got to be some truth to it. I love Karen, but you would have to be delusional to think this wasn't true. So Stacey says, "Mia, why did you have this in your back pocket all this time?" And Mia says, "Well, because this whole time she hadn't called my friend a liar, but she did today." And Karen's like, "Girl, shut up, because you and your girl have pulled each other's eyeballs out," which is true. But then they get into a bit of a deep talk because Mia asks Karen if the sequence of current events has affected Ray and her and Karen's marriage. And Karen says that yes, they've had issues prior to this also, but Karen says that Ray doesn't waver, that he's her soldier and he will be there for her, but she will always fight for her marriage. So that was pretty much it for the dinner. And then after the dinner, Mia, Jacqulien, and Ashley go up to a little terrace. And Mia says that she was trying to save her friend Jacqulien because she was drowning earlier. But Mia says to them, "Do y'all realize that Karen just pretty much admitted to being drunk that night and getting into a car?" Which is true. Karen did admit to that at the dinner table. I just didn't like how giddy Mia was about it, though. Like, because this is something serious. Also, Stacey goes to FaceTime her best friend TJ, and Wendy came out and talked to him a little bit. When Stacey was just talking to him, it was just both of them. It was definitely giving like friend zone, I love you as a sister vibes, but I don't know. When they all go inside the house, it's pretty boring. They're all just sitting doing nothing, like just literally sitting there. But Wendy is so happy because even though it's boring and they're not doing anything, they're all sitting around waiting till midnight to officially, congratulate Wendy for her 40th birthday. And the fact that they're all staying up waiting for just that meant a lot to her. And they waited at 12, they all, sang and were happy and were dancing, so she's officially 40. In her confessional, Wendy reflects on 4 decades. And at 40, she's accomplished. I mean, she has a husband who loves her, 3 wonderful children, a doctorate, entrepreneur. I'm really happy for her, and I think she's a great example for a lot of us who are first generation, or people of color, or people whose parents are immigrants. Really great. So I'm happy that she is happy. It's then the next morning, and everybody's waking up. Mia and Jacqulien go out to the pool, and Jacqulien says, "Oh, yesterday was a lot with Karen." I was just okay. We get it. Okay, let's move on. Mia then tells Jacqulien that she woke up with Gordon sending her a bunch of messages that were like all over the place. Like he's bringing up her Instagram posts from a long time ago, and he feels very heartbroken. And Mia is responding to him though, saying things like, "Well, I love you." So Jacqulien tells Mia that she needs to stop doing that because saying things like that will make him believe that there's still maybe a second chance. Matter of fact, Jacqueline believes that if Mia really wants to be happy with Ink and have their relationship, she needs to really cut Gordon as much as possible because, like, moving in to the same apartment complex, like, really, But because he is bipolar and the father of her kids, I think Mia feels a little, I don't know if guilt is the correct word, but she definitely feels an inclination to help him. So it's really messy and complicated. They then show some clips. It looked like it was like recorded from like an iPhone, but it was very nice little scenes of Gizelle at her daughter's graduations, and they had like a party after that. It was the twins. Gizelle she's really been amazing at raising her kids, and she was so proud, and that was so nice. And then the editor showed some clips of her daughters growing up through the ninth season. So very nice, sweet moment to see this episode. But going back to the trip, okay, so they're having brunch. It looked really good. The food looked good. So it's Wendy's birthday. They're celebrating. Wendy is talking about she wants to skydive, and Ashley says that she has. Would y'all ever do that? I can't. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna be able to do it. I can't. But Mia tells them that around 1, she's gonna take them to some doctor's office because she wants them to meet. She calls him Dr. McDaddy. Okay. Dr. McDaddy? Oh, okay. Also, you guys, Wendy gets a FaceTime from her new bestie, her sorority sister, Gizelle Bryant. And Giselle's congratulating her on her birthday, and she says that she's on her way there and can't wait to celebrate. Who would have thought? You see what happens when Robyn and Candiace leave? Like, wow. So, and then when Wendy hangs up, she tells them that in her 40s, she really wants to embrace positivity and forgiveness and all this stuff. So Jacqulien takes the opportunity to say, yes, forgiveness is great because when you hold grudges, you become bitter, nasty, and mean. And Stacey says, are you talking about Karen? And Jacqulien says, no, I'm speaking in general. Karen was sitting there, by the way, on that corner, just so uncomfortable. She did not want to be there at all. So then Kriana jumps in and says that she thinks that Karen deserves a break because she's been taking a lot. And she even says, really, Mia? Like, you brought up something from 3 years ago? You had to wait 3 years? And Mia says, well, I guess that Karen trained me well. That's why I got my flu. We're still working on yours. And that's where they start going back and forth. Kriana says, well, I don't need a flu. You need a flu. The triangle is very interesting. And Mia says, you want to talk about your drug dealer boyfriend? Ooh. And Kriana says, well, my current boyfriend is a licensed clinical social worker. Mia says, yeah, but not your past one. And Kriana says, well, what's your past? Mia says, oh, well, I was a stripper, and then I became a self-made millionaire, but I never needed to go to the streets. And Kriana says, well, it doesn't get more street than that. Mia says, well, we know that you know about them streets. Stitches. Ooh. I did think it was so funny, though, how Jacqulien, listen, I realized this episode, she's not that bright. She says to Kriana, don't bring up people's past. And Wendy had to remind her and be like, girl, your friend is the one who brought up the past first. And Jassy had to step in and said, let's not ruin nobody's birthday. Let's try to keep in the ice. But then, you guys, messy Ashley, turns to Kriana and asks, wait, can I ask you though, is it true that you had a scar? And poor Kriana went from 0 to infinity and beyond. She gets up and screams, but it sounded like a sad, like traumatic scream. She's like, don't say anything about my scar. Now, at first, I thought, oh, like, did she go through something as a baby or like as a little kid? Something really, like, what was it? Apparently, it's from that one fight from last season. Listen, this is the thing with Kriana, because I know Wendy in her confessional kept saying, oh, Mia is going so low by bringing up a traumatic event. I'm not taking away from Kriana that it was probably a traumatic event, because it was. But here's my hot take. I don't feel bad for her, only because she was a willing participant in that fight with Deborah. And the video is there. The video speaks for itself. She threw the first punch. Yes, Deborah, obviously, whatever, but like she started it. Yes, she got some wine and threw it at Candiace Dillard. But it was Kriana that jumped into that damn fight herself. So it's kind of hard for me to, be empathetic. Sorry. But anyway, Kriana eventually comes back to the table. And poor Jacqulien is still saying dumb stuff. And that's when Karen takes the opportunity to say to Jacqulien, are you trying to still work things out with Mr. PP? Mr. PP? I was like, who the hell is that? That's Jacqueline's ex, who she has kids with, and it's like a bit of a complicated situation. But Jacqueline says, yeah, we're moving in a positive direction. We are co-parenting well. And Karen says, well, after the 25 convictions that he got, did you stand by him? I busted out laughing when Karen said that, you guys, because I was like, what is going on at this table? Karen says he was charged and fired. Listen, Karen can dish it. When she dishes it, she dishes it. Karen also says, I was told that you left him because of those charges. And Jacqueline says, that's not true. It was because he was in a racist environment as a police officer and he had problems. And she's mad that Karen would bring somebody who's not there. Like, why would she bring that up? So she says to Karen, I said one thing to you, and you have now taken it to a whole other level with your 2 DUIs. And Karen says, I don't got 2 DUIs, dingbat. So Jacqueline gets up and goes to sit next to Mia, and she says to Karen, you are so low down, dirty shame. And Karen says, I'm a child of God. I don't start it, but I'll finish it. Jacqueline says, there's nothing godly about you bringing up a man who's not here. So Wendy, over there from the other side of the table, says, but y'all just brought up Kriana's ex-boyfriend who's not here. So Ashley says, well, that's different. They didn't mention his name. And Wendy and Stacey tag team her, and they tag team and tell Ashley to shut up. So this was definitely one of the craziest brunches of Potomac. So after the brunch, just like the night before, the three, Mia, Jacqueline, and Ashley, are talking in a room, and Mia says, well, Karen wants to bring up numbers. Let's look at the number 8, because she's got 8 violations. And she pulls them up because they are very real. The charges are real, and it's 8 of them. And they're talking about it. Stacey was talking to Karen, but then she walks into the room and she says to them, why are y'all going so hard on Karen? And Mia shows her all of the charges and says to Stacey, this is what you're defending. Do you stand by this? Is that like a reflection of what you stand by? And seeing it in black and white, I think really made Stacey be like, whoa, I didn't know this. And you could physically see in her face being like, oh my gosh, this is bad. Because she realizes that Karen could have killed many people that night. So Mia then says to her, we are just bringing it up because we're concerned for her, which I do think that's a lie. They're just being messy. But then they say, we are trying to get Karen to turn herself into rehab. So then Stacey, y'all, goes to Karen and tells her everything. And says, Karen, I've defended you, and I just saw some screenshots of what you did. But I need to tell you that I was just told by them that they want to take you to rehab. And boom, the episode ended. Oh my gosh. Wow, crazy episode. They're definitely doing the most with this DUI stuff. The sad part about it, though, in all seriousness, despite the drama, is that they're really making a mockery off of this. Mia's making a mockery of it. Jacqueline is making a mockery off of it. Ashley's making a mockery off of it. And Karen is making a mockery off of it. So it's really unfortunate that something so serious is... Oh my gosh, but what can you expect, right? But crazy episode, you guys. What were y'all's thoughts about this? Please let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's keep the conversation going in the chat, in the comments. And I'll catch y'all next time. Bye.